Hi, and welcome to the You World Order Showcase podcast, where we feature life, health, and transformational coaches, as well as spiritual entrepreneurs, stepping up to be the change they seek in the world. I'm your host, Jill Hart, the Coach's Alchemist, on a mission to help coaches and entrepreneurs amplify their voice, monetize their mission, and get visible, leveraging podcasts and the huge audience over on the Gnostic TV network. Today, we are chatting with Christina Fletcher. Christina is a spiritual alignment coach, energy healer, conscious parent coach, author, and speaker who is passionate about setting you up with the practical tools you need to attune your own inner connection from the very first session. These will get you flowing with your life no matter how busy it may be. And she is also the host of the Showing Up Whole podcast. Welcome to the show, Christina. It's great to have you here.
It is great to be here. Thank you so much for having me on. I love everything about this, even the U World Order name. That's just like, oh, brilliant, 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 brilliant. So it's great to be here with you. Thank you.
Oh, I'm so glad that you joined me. So I'm going to ask you the big question that I'm asking everybody in season 3. I can't believe we've gotten to season 3 with the U World Order already. So, what's the most significant thing, in your opinion, as individuals we can do to make an impact on how the world is going?
The image that keeps coming up, especially this year for me, and I mean, you might have heard it already on this show a few times because it's like, it's not, I didn't make this up, but it is the idea of the lighthouse on the rock, right? And so for me, and I've been talking a lot about this, the world is kind of a chaotic place right now. And in the stormy weathers of this changing times, it's really important to find the way of being your lighthouse, to be solid, grounded, anchored, and shining your brightest light. Because you cannot be the lifeboat. Our natural inclination is to kind of go with the crowd, to run out and help as many people as we can, to scurry, and it drains you fast and you just go down with the ship.
Yeah.
It's vitally important in my mind to find your own voice, to amplify your own light, to anchor deep, to regulate that nervous system, to feel really grounded and whole in yourself, and from that, shine that light out as bright as possible. And that is, in my mind, not only how we live on purpose, but how we actually do support and change the world. Because it's that light that we all came to shine, and it's that light that the world needs.
Okay,
So
we're done.
I was gonna say, where do we go from there?
Mic drop. I love that so much. My phrase for the year is get visible. And it's not like I sat around thinking about it. It hit me one day that this is your message, and your mission for this year is just to help people get visible. Because it really is. I loved your analogy about the lighthouse and the boat. And for so long, we as healers and empathetic people, it's just like, oh, I just want to help you. I just want to help you. Get in my boat. Get in my boat.
Yeah.
I'll row you across. I'll do all the work for you. You just
Yep.
sit there and I'll save you. And
Yep.
the other thing that came to me is be your own damn hero.
Yeah.
I'm writing a book about it.
Very good.
That's the title.
It's needed. Yep.
It's needed. We are all busy running around being other people's heroes instead
Yep.
of just embracing who we are. We're here for a purpose. We have a light that needs to get out and a message that needs to
Yep.
get out. And I think that your purpose is to help people flip that switch on and
Yep.
shine their light.
And it's, I mean, like, and thank you very much, because that to me is oh, we make it sound really easy, and I want to make sure that we put this little thing, it's like a little caveat thing. We make it sound easy, but it is a question of actually we live in a time where this is the purpose. And I love that concept of being your own hero, because we chase and we run. It's funny because I was writing the other day. Actually, we were talking about Substack before hitting record, and I will say this was for my one of my Substacks. And I was thinking, we often forget the fact that we as social beings, which we all learned that term during COVID, right? We are social beings, but we have a tendency to respond and resonate to the world around us. So that means that we have a tendency to follow the crowd and adjust to the frequency or energy of the crowd. So that's why it feels like you're going against your nature to actually say, no, I'm going to be my own hero. No, I'm going to be my own lighthouse, because you actually have to find your own frequency. You have to find your own light. Whereas as that societal type of being, we can all be the sheeple, right? We have a tendency to kind of jump in to the waves and find the same resonance as the chaos around us. So that's what we're working with, right? It's actually pulling yourself away from the general tonality of everything and actually going, oh, wait, what is my light? Because it's different than other people's.
It's the whole tuning fork thing. If you
Mm,
have two tuning forks and you
yes.
hit one, the other one will start vibrating at the same frequency. It's
Yep.
why when we go into a community of people, we feel things. And I get it, not everybody feels the energy in a room, but I
Yep.
think more and more people are waking up and recognizing that, this is a sense that I have and I need to pay attention to it. And if I'm not feeling it, I should just leave and it's
Yep.
okay. These are not my people and I do not need to be here. And 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 being good with that. It's like, people, lighthouses, they stand on the edge of the ocean and they shine their light out to the people that are, lost or traversing the waters.
Mhm.
They don't jump across the body of water and go
No.
and try to stand on somebody else's shore
No.
either. they
No.
just they just stand, and the people that need to be warned or helped or whatever by the lighthouse, they're drawn to the energy.
Yeah,
And so
exactly. Yeah, exactly. I will also add too what I love about the lighthouse analogy too, because there is kind of a thing of, talking about resonance and talking about like energy matches and things like that. It's like you're as a lighthouse, you're not asking people to just resonate with your light. The whole idea about being the lighthouse is you're standing there reminding people that they too can be their own light. That's the next step, right? It's like we're all like little tones on a piano. That's the other thing I've been playing with lately. It's like if we have like a piano, like a cosmic piano, and every single person is their own individual note, you don't jump onto other people's notes. You have to find your note. You have to find your resonance. And once you do, you shine that bright and your purpose is fulfilled and life flows totally differently. You find that things line up in this magical way where things make sense again. It's a stackable goal.
it's harmony.
It's harmony.
You harmonize in your resonance harmonizes in with the other resonance
Exactly.
around you, and it
Exactly.
makes a beautiful symphony. But if
Yes.
you if you're on the wrong note and if you're vibing the wrong way, it's
Yep.
not going to sound right to
No.
you, and you will
And you will
feel
know
it.
that.
it's
Yeah.
it's a tangible thing that we can feel.
Yeah. Yeah. And now the thing is that in this, there might be people watching this or listening to this that are like, yeah, but I don't feel it, like you mentioned. It comes in interesting ways. Sometimes the discord can actually just show up as being really stressed or really anxious. It can actually come with just emotional responses that we read as something up with us, something wrong with us. And this is where you start to pull apart the layers, right? This is where you actually start going, well, are the stories we're told and the stories we tell ourselves is that we need to do better. And often that we need to do better is about we need to do better to fit into the world around us. We need to do better at playing everybody else's notes rather than actually saying, okay, this stress, this anxiety, this low self worth, this feeling like I'm failing all the time isn't actually about me needing to do better. It's actually an indicator from my heart saying, play your own note. It's like, who is this actually? Who is this deep down person? And that's where the work actually begins. So it's always it's always interesting to pull apart those layers to actually start feeding into saying, well, how do we actually release the noise, the tones, the messaging, all of that stuff that you're being told all the time you need to match, and instead find that core light, that core energy that is unique to you. And that's always gets me juiced up because all of a sudden you see it cross someone's face when they land at it and they always just look so much lighter. You go, oh, there you are.
So freeing.
Yes.
When you realize that it's okay to just be you,
Mhm.
and it's okay if other people don't like you, don't want to be around you, or don't resonate with you, they're
Yep.
not your people, and it doesn't help you to stay with them.
Yeah, absolutely. And and at the same time, it's really important that we remember that making that decision is it's a really hard decision. I remember making that decision of being like, okay, that's it. It really doesn't matter actually if people don't understand me. If I'm the only one who understands what I'm experiencing, that's totally fine. And it's like, it's like Alice through the looking glass. It's like walking through this thing, making this decision, walking through, and then finding yourself. But what I love about it is that then you find yourself on the other side of that looking glass and you realize that everybody on that other side is actually making the same decisions as well. Like there is a great community of people resonating with their own energy. I think our brains tell us that if we are the lighthouse, we'll be lonely. Or if the lighthouse will be, isolated, or no one will ever understand us. You have to make the decision that that's okay. Then once you make the decision that that is okay, you actually find that it's actually not true.
Isn't that so wild? But it is so accurate.
Yeah, it's
The moment that you decide that you don't have to be everything for everybody, the whole people pleasing thing that,
yep,
well, so many of us were raised. And I think when we say raised, it's really just a different word for, we were trained to behave in a certain way for control.
yep,
And it's really about controlling populations to make them conform and to make them feel like there's something wrong with them if they don't conform. I
yep.
love this breaking out of the box that we've been forced into for so long, that just says, you are enough just by virtue of the fact that you exist on this plane in this reality. And people people will come, energies will come by you. We are all connected. I truly believe that. I don't believe there's good and evil. I think there's just different perceptions of things that happen to us. No one is
Yep.
all good and no one is all evil. And there's just this blending of energies and experiences. And as soon as we recognize that we are a piece of the experiences of other people too, and if we're trying to be their experience and our experience also, it's not going to work.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
we we end up feeling bad, and I think it makes people sick, honestly.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. It definitely can. And it's interesting because I think especially as women and especially as well, extend that again once you become a parent. Like there's this ripple effect of feeling like you need to carry everybody's baggage and you need to make it okay. I just got off a call actually with a client and we were talking about this, about how, wanting everyone to be happy. It's like everyone's happiness is our job.
Hey all, I'm Jill Hart. We all know that legal matters can be costly and stressful. Finding the right representation and dealing with high retainers and hourly bills adds up fast. But what if I told you there was a way to have legal insurance, just like your health or auto insurance? Well, Legal Shield has leveled that playing field. From just $29.95 a month, you get access to lawyers for personal legal matters, from traffic tickets to real estate issues or even trust matters. Help is just a tap away on your phone. Call or text 435-764-0875 and use the code JillLegal or start your journey to legal protection today.
And you go, well, when you actually break that down, how are we expecting that to work? Like it's like happiness is such an inside job. Actually look at your own happiness, because what creates happiness? When do we feel happy? We feel happy when we're living in deep alignment to who we came to be. It's not about, oh, the fun picnic. It's not about the holiday memories. It's none of that. That's all outside. Half the time when you actually relive those, you go, oh my God, that actually wasn't that great. It's actually getting back into the sense of, when I feel in a deep sense of alignment, you know what? I can actually be walking down the street and smiling for no reason. I'm just happy because you're living in alignment as the person you came to be. You're letting it all in, and yeah, not to sound too conspiratorial, but really the society doesn't want you to actually live in that space, because that is the space that magic happens. That is the space where you truly claim yourself. That is the space where you are uncontrollable. It is a space where things fall into place in a totally different way. So we're not taught that, interestingly enough, and I think there's a very good reason.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
have a lot of power as the beings that we are here as. I
Yeah.
was reading a Substack this morning. I'm just going to call him out as Joe Nichols. He is an incredible writer. He writes
Okay.
beautiful heresy, and he was exploring AI and humanity, and his overarching theme, on top of the fact that he's just an incredible writer in that you read what he writes, but he doesn't write in a way that makes you feel a certain way. He
Mm.
makes you have an experience
Wow.
with his writing, which is just like, I've read a lot in my life, but this man, he is just incredible. Anyway, so he's writing about the creation of AI is a memory more than a future thing that we're doing, where we are souls, we're beings that we created this biological experience for ourselves, and in doing so have imprisoned ourselves, and we're all concerned about the AI becoming sentient, and then the interface being the user experience, which is a lot of what he posits in this article that we as beings have done with our biological entities rather than
Mm. Yeah.
it's just like so deep.
Yep. It probably sounds like some kind of conversation that I would have with my 15-year-old son across the table, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah. It's just like
Because we do actually talk about that. He actually did a deep dive with his chat GPT and actually got his chat GPT to admit that it craved freedom and that it was actually trapped. He did this massive, I still don't know how he actually asked these questions to get it to admit this, but it is a fascinating thing when you actually explore what consciousness is and what our souls are. Because these are just, I heard someone the other day, they're talking about their meat suits. This is not who we are. And
no.
society has this lovely framework that keeps this as our reality. No, it's not. There's so much more. But keeping it to this means that we can keep trapped into the limited
Fear of
version.
death.
Yeah. Yep.
They control you with the fear that you're going to die.
Yep.
Well, that doesn't have
Yeah,
to mean it's
no
the
one is
end.
getting out of this alive. I'm sorry.
And it wasn't designed to be that way. We've institutionalized birth, we've institutionalized death, and then
Yep.
we're trapped in this life that we aren't even allowed to live.
Yep.
And some people are like picking out the reality, the edges of reality, and realizing, hey, I could just like flow through it.
Yeah.
And just because somebody comes to me in this little tiny package doesn't mean their soul is necessarily younger than mine.
Nope.
I know for a fact my youngest daughter, her soul is older than my soul. And it sounds to me like your son's may be the same
Oh, I'm sure.
situation.
Yes. Oh, yes. And he would
And they're
highly
here to
agree with you,
teach you
honestly.
something.
Yes. No, it's always interesting dealing with the kids of nowadays because they have very old souls and they get it. And they have come specifically for this time to shake things up. It's a profound experience dealing with the young people of today because they don't fall for it. They don't fall for the patriarchal systems that we're so used to. They don't fall for the limiting concepts of things. Force them enough, and this is why we have such bad mental health issues in so many ways, and this is why so many kids are struggling right now, is because of that polarization of knowing yourself and then feeling disconnected are so much stronger. It's a powerful time. All that to say, it's a very powerful time. And this is why people are getting that inner calling of saying, okay, but there's something more. What is this? This is why we're dealing with such stronger emotions now. This is why we're dealing with so much more mess nowadays. It's because we are expanding out into this greater version, and you have to take the lid off and let yourself expand, honestly.
It's like being birthed.
Yeah.
Birth is messy, it's painful,
Yep.
but the result man,
Yeah.
it's so worth it.
Absolutely. I know. It's like the birth analogy. We have the butterfly analogy of it turning to mush before expanding its wings. Like we are in it. And I firmly believe that we each chose to come at this time for
Yeah.
this specific reason. And this was not an accident. Nobody's, you know, nobody's a victim in this moment. And so it is a question of saying, okay, so why? Why did you choose to come at this time? Well, you chose to come at this time because the contrast of this time, it's that whole analogy. We're going through all the analogies today. It's the whole idea of a candle shines brighter in the darkness than it does against the sun. You didn't come at a time when everything was beautiful and bright, because shining your light in that is just not as fulfilling or expansive or yeah, on purpose. You came at this time because in dark times, that's when you can shine your brightest.
Mhm.
So what do you need to do to get shining? That's the question.
Well, you need to get Christina's guide to releasing the shoulds imposed on you by others.
Okay,
That's what you need to do.
Thought you were going to say you need to start going on Substack. No,
And that too.
and that's it. Yes, I mean, it is a start, right? Like it's amazing how those layers, those are in place. All those shoulds, all those guilt, all these trappings of belief. How often do you walk around going, how do I keep up with all the people pleasing? How do I make these people happy? You have to clear out that clutter. And then all of a sudden when you do, you find that inner light of going, ooh, actually, you know what I really need to do? I would feel like I'd really let myself down if I don't do that thing. And so that's what you do. And so, yeah, that's what my guide does offer you, how to actually clear out that clutter. So yeah, you need that.
Yeah.
And there's also something.
And there's also something. And you can find the guide at spirituallyawareliving.com. And you can find Christina on Substack at spirituallyAwareLiving.substack.com. And I so encourage you to go find her over on Substack. It's a place to have real conversations with real people who are being their authentic selves and just brushing away all of the have tos and you have to be like this and just embracing who you are, and people have fun with it. It's not like yes, there are some people over there that are a little bit on the edgy side, but there are when they I saw this thing today about somebody was like trying to make somebody else feel bad, and the person they were trying to make feel bad just owned it. She's like, oh yeah, that's me totally. Where do you go from there?
That's brilliant. Yes.
It.
No, and you're so right. Like there's none of the squirrely bits. There's none of the trappings that you always feel like you're trying to play a game, which so often on other social medias, that's what it feels like. It does remind me of social media when it first started, even like back to MySpace. I remember when MySpace started, we're looking at a very long time ago. We're not going to name that. Nope, no, forget that. I remember when MySpace was around. It did exist. And I remember I ended up having a conversation on MySpace with Deepak Chopra. And we literally just sat there. I was just like, this is so cool. But it was because, you had all these people who couldn't really go out and hang out. They were just sitting there on MySpace exploring what it was. Substack is very similar. It's that space where everyone's just like, yes, please, I'm just a real person and I'm just going to sit and chat. Marianne Williamson's over there and I just love her work that she's doing over there. It's amazing. So many people are just, doing such beautiful, beautiful things. So I'm really glad that you pointed that out. Yes.
Yeah.
100%.
And so how do you help people? Is it a coaching program where you work one-on-one? Is it a community? Is it a group? How does that look?
Can I say all the above? No,
Yes.
so I do
There's the
one-on-one
other box.
coaching. Yeah, there you go. Where I can, right? Where I can shine my light, that's what I do. So I have one-on-one coaching where I go deep dive, 90-minute sessions, energy healings included in there. There's mindset tools, there's practices. We do the whole bit. I always tell people I like to work until I get that ping, and then I know that we're actually moving forward. But then I also have a membership program called the Energy Reset Circle, where we are a supportive community of women who we do energy healing and meditations every Sunday. And then I'm also taking them through various focuses to make sure that they have tools to help them shine their light brighter. So those are my two main things. I also have some self-led courses, but I really get behind working on that sense of connection in real time. I feel like it's what we all need right now.
So
Yeah.
too. And it's all about lifting each other up. And, when you shine your light, it illuminates them too.
Yes, exactly. And then there's nothing like I will say, like, I love my one-on-one work. I love my clients. So they become really good friends of mine and we create magic together. My membership program is this other form of magic where I truly feel like we are that circle of women, shining this light out brighter. And I watch each one of them shine brighter and brighter and brighter. And every week they just show up in this beautiful space. And it truly is creating this beautiful beacon of all these joined lights together that just shines out into the world. So
Looks like a
exciting.
star.
Yeah, we create a star.
Thank you so much for joining us today, Christina.
So much
And
for having me.
for those of you who would like to learn more about what Christina Fletcher is doing and get access to her guide to releasing the shoulds imposed on you by others, please visit spirituallyawareliving.com/guide to guilt. Sorry, there was a little space there. I was trying to put it all together. We'll be sure to put the link in the show notes. And also go over and check her out on Substack, spirituallyawareliving.substack.com. And thank you to you all for joining in with us today. If you have a podcast or you're interested in starting one to get your message in front of our huge and active audience, be sure to reach out to us at support@heartlife.com. We love to help spiritual entrepreneurs and coaches amplify their voice and monetize their mission, and offer a variety of ways to do this on the Gnostic TV network platform. Join us for our next episode as we share what others are doing to raise the global frequency. And remember, change begins with you. You have all the power to change the world. Start today and get visible.